What's up, everybody? It is your girl Glenda, and you are back with another episode of Whatcha Cookin Glenda. On today's episode, what we're going to be cooking today is veggie lasagna. Let me show y'all the ingredient. All right, so right here, I've already given my husband 2 of these zucchinis and to wash, and then I'm gonna also open this bag up and give him 2 of the fresh squash right here. So we are going to be using 2 of these. I got a half, I believe, of a bell pepper in here that I can slice up, and then I'm also going to slice up the rest of this purple onion here. Then we've got the rest of some baby Bella mushrooms. We made pizza the other night, so I used some of this on my pizza. I'm going to be using some Kobe Monterey Jack cheese, as well as some cheddar cheese. We got this from Sam's, so we just put it in freezer bags. I'm also going to use some shredded Parmesan cheese. There's what that looks like. We're going to use a bell pepper. All right, I showed you the bell pepper. I'm also going to add some baby spinach to this. And we're going to blanch some broccoli florets. Of course, we're not going to use this whole bag, but we're going to blanch a few of these just to add to our veggie intake, I guess. And then as far as the sauce, keeping it really simple. Again, I told y'all we did pizza the other night, so we used a little bit of this Prego 3 cheese sauce. Here are the other 2 right here. And so we're going to just kind of pour this over. We'll probably mix this with another Prego spaghetti sauce, but I'm not like heating it up or anything. Now I am going to saute my vegetables. I am going to saute that and then just get it in the mixture. And we're just going to layer this thing. So here are the noodles also that I'm going to be using. These are the noodles, the Barilla lasagna. So husband just washed our zucchini and squash. So we're going to start chopping this up. Be right back. I have some ricotta cheese here. We're just gonna break an egg in here and add a little bit of garlic powder and black pepper, and so that will be added to our lasagna. So my husband is over here putting in the broccoli in some boiling water just to blanch it, y'all. Okay, if you don't know how to blanch it, get your water up to a rolling boil. Your salted water up to a rolling boil, that's enough. And then put your broccoli in and let it continue to boil, and just do it for like 3 minutes. Immediately take it away, take it off of your burner and into a, drain it, and hit it with some, you can hit it with some cold water or have an ice bath kind of waiting on it, in another bowl with ice in it, ice and water. And then pour it in there, and that way it'll stop the cooking process. And then it's nice and blanched. You still keep your color. If you're gonna make a broccoli salad with it, that's the way you do that. And it's and it has a good al dente texture to it. Okay, so let me cut up this bell pepper, which has already been washed. have left of the bell pepper that we used the other day. So husband already took that off and put it in some, rinsed it with some cold water. So it's draining at this point. Here are our 2 kinds of bell peppers and our purple onions right here. And then we have both of our squashes, our zucchini and our green zucchini and our yellow squash. All right. So the baby spinach and the mushrooms are already like ready to go. And we're just gonna meet you over at the stove. Be right back. All right, so we're back at the stove. Let me try to zoom in some so y'all can see. I have my water getting ready, salted water getting ready to come to a boil over here. And then we have some olive oil in this pan. Only, about 4 tablespoons of oil in this pan. And this is where we're gonna use to saute our vegetables. So we're gonna go in with our zucchini and squash. And I do have that now on a medium-high heat. So for our seasonings, we're going to use some perfect seasoning. And then we're gonna use some all-purpose Goya de adobo, which is just like a chicken flavored seasoning. We're gonna use onion powder and garlic powder. Here is the onion powder. And then here is some Italian seasoning right there. And then of course, I'm gonna use some black pepper and some salt. Just a little bit of salt, just to kind of sweat the vegetables and give them some flavor as well. Not a lot because the Goya has, adobo has a lot of salt in it already. So this is on a high heat, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw in our onions and both kinds of bell peppers. And let's go ahead and start seasoning that up right now. If I don't make a mess and break stuff in the meantime, we're going in with a little bit of salt. And y'all know this is some kosher salt. Use whatever salt you have. So that was probably about a teaspoon, I guess, of salt. Make sure that you season to taste. So I always tell everybody, just start off with like a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of each one of your seasonings and then taste it and go from there. Here's the black pepper. All right, now we got our Goya adobo. Again, season to taste. I know what looks good to me. And then here is our Goya perfect seasoning. If you have like Badia complete seasoning, that will work as well. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. Then we're gonna add some garlic powder. Once again, if you're not good with seasoning things, make sure that you start off with half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of your seasonings. Taste it and then see if it's where you want it to be. And then you add accordingly. This is onion powder. And then we have our Italian. So we also have our blanched broccoli that will get added to this. I'm thinking kind of towards the end of sauteing these because that is already, ready to go. I might add a little bit of adobo to those, but that's about it. And let me get y'all a little bit closer to see what's going on in that pan. There y'all go. So you can see what's going on. Man, I ain't gonna even lie, I could eat this by itself. With some rice or something, like on some rice. Because it's gonna make its own juices and everything. So the next thing we're gonna add to this is our mushrooms. You add as little or as much mushrooms as you want. These are baby Bella, which is baby portobello mushrooms. Make sure you follow the directions on the back of your lasagna box to get the perfect texture. All right. So we don't want to cook these down to where they are just like mush and too soft or whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in my noodles to the pot back here. Well, I'm gonna get my husband to do that. As you can see. And there is our lasagna noodles. Now back over here, I'm gonna put y'all back over here, and we're gonna go ahead and add some broccoli to this. Ooh, y'all, I'm telling you, you can put this right here with some rice. You can get this mixture right here and some rice. All right, so we're gonna turn this off because this is all we wanna do to this. Now, most people would go ahead and add their sauce to this, which we could. You think we should, babe? Add our sauce in here?
This should all be together.
Okay, husband says we're gonna add our sauce. So, y'all, this is my first time fixing a veggie lasagna. So, yeah. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this on a medium low, and we're gonna add the rest of our jar of 3 cheese, Prego 3 cheese sauce in here. And I'm just gonna give it a mix. And then if we add any sauce to our mixture, it's gonna be it'll be like the garden spaghetti sauce. Like, I can already tell we're probably gonna need to add some more sauce, but we'll just pour it over the top. All right, so this on a low heat, and I'm gonna just add my ricotta cheese. This is a gluten-free cheese, just so you know. And it is by Miss Sally's, and it's made with whole milk. And we're gonna go ahead and just drop this whole thing in here. And then we're gonna add an egg to this. Let's go ahead and add our garlic powder first. And we're just adding a little bit of flavor because ricotta cheese just don't have enough. Oh, you know what I'm missing, y'all? Is some garlic in here. We're gonna add some garlic back here to this pan. Y'all don't see the pan, but we're gonna add some fresh garlic, about a teaspoon to a tablespoon. Y'all know I'm not measuring, I'm just throwing it on in here. If y'all can see back there what I just did. I just put some fresh garlic in our vegetable mixture back there while it's on a low heat. And then go ahead and break my egg. And then we're gonna put some black pepper. And you just want to mix this until it's nice and creamy. That's it. Cheese right there. Y'all can still see the pepper, a little seasoning up in there. Just because I'm a little extra, I'm gonna go in this ricotta with some of this Goya perfect seasoning. If you want to add some parsley or something like that to yours, you can do that as well. This is some Italian seasoning too that I'm adding in there. And just mix it up. And if you don't want to add any seasoning, you don't have to. This is just my version of a veggie lasagna. All right. So when we come back, oh, you know what I'm gonna do? The last thing I need to show y'all for this veggie mixture. Let me get over here, take y'all back over here to this pan. I have some spinach that I'm gonna add in here. And now the stove, I've turned it off, okay? I let it come to a boil and then I turned it off. So this spinach will start to wilt, you know, and I'm just taking a handful of spinach. And I'm just gonna mix that in. Let me add a little bit of chicken adobo. So it is still keeping its form as far as its shape goes. But the longer it stays in this hot vegetable mixture, it will begin to incorporate and melt down, not melt down, but wilt down. And then you got you some fresh spinach in there as well. All right, so when we come back, I'm going to layer this up, show you how we're gonna layer this up. Be right back. Okay, so we are back. I'm gonna add a little bit of this Prego fresh mushroom straight out the jar. Focus camera, there we go. And I'm just gonna put it down in the pan. And we just wanna put a little bit to ensure that our noodles do not get stuck. So we're just gonna move that around. And so if you make like a meat sauce, you know, then that's what you would just put a little bit down here at the bottom. And then we have our noodles. Just gonna layer them at the bottom of this pan. And they are definitely al dente. And then I'm gonna do a layer of the ricotta cheese. We might have enough to do 2 pans, or I'll just do this 1 pan and then save the filling for another meal. So we just want to layer it, make sure that it's full. I'm sorry, nice and even. I haven't said full, but make sure it's nice and even. Now this layer of ricotta, you can do it how thin or how thick you want it. Some people use cottage cheese, whatever floats your boat. If you don't want to use that, then go ahead and start your mixture. All right, I think I'm gonna do another layer of noodles. If you have a smaller pan like I have right here, overlapping may be best. Okay, cheese. I'm gonna put some Kobe Monterey Jack cheese on this layer. And I'm also gonna put a little bit of the shredded Parmesan cheese. At 350 degrees, I'm gonna say until your cheese is nice and bubbly. We're gonna go in with 1 more layer. I am just a trace. I love you with all of my heart. Together forever, never to part. I wanna be with you always. 'Cause that is what my heart says. Now initially, I'm not gonna cover this. You are welcome to cover it. Mine is kind of tall and I don't want all of my cheese to melt and be stuck to my foil. A way to prevent that though is to spray the inside of your foil with some Pam and then put it on here, and that should prevent it. I'm just not going that far. So that was Parmesan cheese that I added as well. So let's go in the oven. Y'all, forgot to sprinkle the parsley so we can look pretty. Just sprinkling some parsley over it. There we go. All right, going on in. All right, so we're back. We're gonna take this veggie lasagna out of the oven. Look at that, OM to the G. My God.
Excuse me. I think it came from the bottom overnight.
There we go. Let's get some light. A little bit. Ooh. That looks absolutely divine. Y'all get all of that. Get that goodness, that cheese. Can't have lasagna without cheese. And there you have it. We want to let this sit for at least 30 good minutes, y'all. But ours is going to sit for longer since we're not eating until later. Just wanted to get this done. And again, if you want to be part of the G Squad, all you have to do is click that subscribe button, turn on your post notification bells to all, and make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. We will see you guys on the next video. Talk to y'all later.
Owe it to yourself today. Just try to open up and show someone you care. It might not be intentional, but you seem scared. Just try to